Welcome back to Katana TCG. In this week's video, we're taking a look at a couple different lists of Gyarados EX. When it's time to upgrade your TCG accessories, make sure you're checking out inkgaming.com. They have a wide variety of sleeves, dice, deck boxes, and a plethora of things that you can customize like mouse pads, play mats, mat bags, as well as gaming bags. And when you use the code PCSPOD10 at checkout, you can get 10% off your entire order from inkgaming.com. Your game, your style. Gyarados EX is a 300 HP tank of a Pokemon. Its terrestrial trait allows it to not take damage while it's on the bench. It has one attack for 3 water called Waterfall for 100 damage, and then for 5 energy, 3 water and 2 colorless, it does Tyrannical Tail for 180 plus damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon has any damage counters on them, it deals an additional 180 damage. This thing swings through everything. Largest VMAX with any HP additive, you name it. This Gyarados is going to absolutely eat it alive. It has 4 tree costs and a weakness to lightning. When we're looking at ways to power up Gyarados EX, look no further than Origin Form Palkia V-Star. Its Star Portal ability allows you to accelerate 3 water energy cards from your discard pile onto your water Pokemon any way you like. This makes Radiant Greninja a great attacker, but it also gives you a 3 energy advantage on your 5 energy cost Gyarados EX, and if you're able to set that up, you're just 1 double turbo energy away from being able to swing for the fences. We have featured Lake Acuity so that your big 300 HP Pokemon is taking 20 less damage when it has water energy attached to it, and we also feature EXP Share, another great card if a Pokemon is knocked out in the active. One of your bench Pokemon with EXP Share on it will be able to accelerate one of those energies from the fallen Pokemon onto it, giving you a little bit of a leg up in terms of energy acceleration onto your next attacker. So Gyarados EX definitely has some viability with Palkia V-Star. In this next list, we took a lot of inspiration from the Celebrations Kyogre lists of late. You use the Cryogonal with the Elemental Chain attack that lets you look at the top 6 cards of your deck, accelerate any energy you find there, and then shuffle the rest of the cards back into the deck. It is a 1 prize risk to potentially set up the Gyarados on your first turn. Obviously, you would be accelerating to a Magikarp, which unfortunately has 30 HP, but nonetheless, you have some acceleration there. It's a deck that really likes to go second, and you also have a great secondary attacker in the form of Basculegion, which does 20 times the amount of energy that's in your discard pile and then shuffles it all back in. So realistically, you want to go second, use Cryogonal your first turn, set up your Magikarp, evolve into Gyarados, knock something out. If that goes down, you go into Hisuian Basculegion, swing for 20 times, go into Cryogonal, and rinse and repeat that whole system. It definitely is very high maintenance. We are also featuring the Gapejaw Bog because you do need to have damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon to hit for 360 damage. So hopefully in an instance like this, you can gust up what you need or use rope to make them very uncomfortable and gust up something that has damage counters already and swing for the fences with Gyarados. This deck is definitely a little experimental as it features the most new cards from the Scarlet Violet set. What we're going to talk about first is the Quaquaval with the Energy Carnival ability. Once during your turn, you may attach a basic energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon, and that is a really cool ability. We want to get multiple of these set up, so we're streamlining Irida to be able to grab our water Pokemon and our rare candies to skip that evolution phase and go straight into stage 2 from Quaxley. But this deck is not necessarily limited to just accelerating energy with the Quaquaval. Unlike the Elemental Chain, the Tatugiri is a really cool card with the Preparations attack. On your first turn going second, you can search your deck for up to 2 basic energy, attach them to one of your basic Pokemon, and then shuffle your deck. It also has a great secondary attack that'll help you put those damage counters on the active Pokemon that we need to swing for the fences with Gyarados. The flip back attack for 1 water does 30 damage, and you put this card and all cards attached to it back into your hand, so you can preserve the energy to be able to hand attach or accelerate with Quaquaval for the following turn. You can pretty comfortably promote your Gyarados after doing something like this, as it has 300 HP, which is going to be really difficult to take down unless you're playing into weakness. You also have a great closer in the form of Dondozo. Dondozo has 160 HP. It has an attack called Vent Wrath for 2 colorless. It does 50 times the amount of Tatugiri that are in your discard pile. So after Tatugiri has served its purpose and accelerated a bunch of energy to your basic Pokemon, it can really close out the game by hitting for a maximum of 200 damage if you have 4 Tatugiri in the discard pile. So between Gyarados EX and Dondozo, this deck can definitely hit like a truck. Again, the Quackquaval is definitely very experimental, but it'll give you plays to be able to set up things like Radiant Greninja for a bench night play, as well as Lumineon to shuffle it back into the deck for later use. But other than that, these seem like the 3 most fun ways to apply Gyarados EX into our new standard format. Gyarados EX definitely looks like a very fun card to play. It has such a high HP range and an incredible damage output, but it is a little high maintenance in terms of energy cost. But it looks like our dreams of using this card aren't completely washed away, as there is plenty of energy acceleration support in our next standard format. If you enjoy my content, make sure you like the video, subscribe to my channel, and comment below which card you want me to talk about in a deck next. And be sure to check out the PCS podcast basically every week, where Justin and I dive in and talk about all things competitive Pokemon. Deuces.